Chatham grabs the checkered flag. He wins.
Victories for Sam Bachman as he takes the win at the Port Royal Speedway.
Wins another one at the Knoxville Raceway. Blake Chapman wins.
A corner down here through the front straightaway. Watson gets the win here tonight.
Chad Greggs, Knoxville Nationals champion. But to the checkered flag, Clay Christopherson, your winner at Lernerville. Here they come off of turn number 4. To the checkers, Templeton takes the win.
Through the back stretch into corners 3 and 4 out here. It's going to be Watson for the win.
The 56 wins. First time winner Randy Streets.
But your winner at Weed Sports is going to be Brandon Templeton in the Salty Dog.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand. brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. We received
Having some hiccups here tonight, but getting them straightened out.
And I just want to say thank you.
So just bear with us.
To the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me.
And we get these cars running here, get everybody switched over here into the main server.
My first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Oh, having said, we're here live from the Speedway. You see we got some new overlays going on here. We got still some things that we're working out. Practice commences here, getting all set, ready to rock and roll. Hang all tuning in there to Coast Racing Network. Hopefully we are all good. No, we're not. Dang it. There we go. Now we should be good. As the microphone went and disconnected there for a moment. See if it's giving me what I'm looking for. That is okay. Still got practice going on as these drivers get acclimated here to Lernerville. Trying to get everything situated and underway. Well, that's it, the Bill Calder event here tonight. As you see there in the top right corner of your screen, there is the logo there. We got 50 laps of distance here at Lernerville in the 360 wing sprints here. If you've been following Coast to Coast all week, you'll know the Bill Calder events that have been going on. Starting there on Sunday, continuing there Monday night. I believe last night there was another, and then we got the 360s tonight. And we got here at Coast to Coast, we got more of them coming tomorrow night. Here, why can't I find what I need? There we go. So as you see, we still got the green there on practice, waiting for those green bars to turn white. Alright, see, there they go, turning white there. The heck went on there? You're watching qualifying taking place. Yeah, you see the time going down there on, well, time should be going across on the bottom of your screen, but unfortunately, I cannot see them. There comes times up on the scoreboard. There they go. Now they're starting to pop up. There we got Dittmer with a 12.99. Should be rather best time there instead of the gap. Might be something I have to fix over here. Yeah, there we go. All right. There we go. There's your times. So I still got a little bit of work to do there on the sim. I see them all coming out there tonight. This is your A&J Custom Creation Hometown Heroes. There we got a few more still trying to qualify. Qualifying has ended. Getting here to heat number 1. Here is your starting grid. You got Gavin Shaw out there in first. Jeff Barker there second. Dean Reynolds rolls off tonight in third, with Joseph Grande there in fourth. Steven Mixler in fifth. Scott Riome in sixth. Here in seventh, Gary Taylor. They get rolling here. Going around Lernerville. Come on, you. Thank you. We got Dean Reynolds starting for it here. How they come off. Turn number 4. Green flag underway as they head down there in the corner number 1. As they head out there into the start of the race. As they are single file now heading on out there. As you see them head off the corner. And in the corner number 3, out there in front, it is still Gavin Shaw as your leader. Working down through off the back stretch of the Dean Reynolds there second here in heat number 1. Not sure why it's not giving us the laps to go as we need it. They're coming out of the corner. See what? Come down through, off there, onto the back stretch once again, off turn 4. Reynolds there second. Shaw out front. Grundy out there in front. White flag there. Checkered flag now shows as they come there to a stop. Down there, off the corner they go. Here for heat number 2. Bob the Good out there in front. Sorry we didn't get the grid up there. As I said, I'm struggling here with SDK a little bit, trying to get things scooped around here. And they're out of corner number 4. Joseph Canales out there in third. Brandon Hipper there in second. Working there off the backstretch. Bob the Good heading out there. Looking to the inside of Bob the Good is the 83 there. Brandon Dittmer down there through corner number 1 and 2. Trying to figure out why we don't have any laps showing up as we should. White flag in the air. Here we go. Down there in the corner number 1. Pile up there as they come on in. See if taking that out helps. All right, here we go. Unofficial results. We'll go over both of them here. We got Heat 1 here. Heat 1 results. Gavin Shaw getting the win. Dean Reynolds there second. Joseph Grandy, there in third. Jeff Barker there fourth. Stephen Bixler there in fifth. And sixth is Scott Realm in seventh. That was Gary Taylor. All right, Heat number 2 results. We have Joseph Canales getting the win. Clay Christopherson there second. Brandon Dittmer there third. Steve Marr there in fourth. Bob the Good there fifth. Cale Bixler there sixth. Ed Harris in seventh. That is your Heat number 2 results. Now here is your starting grid for Heat number 3. This is Ty Dickinson getting the pole here. Terry Landis there second. Isaac Salas there third. Ted York there fourth. Andy Patton fifth. Patrick Spangler there in sixth. And yours truly there in seventh. I asked to be DQ'd. I don't know if they did or not. We're on Heat number 3 here tonight. Come on, get us to the start. They're going to start here. There we go. Off the corner they go. Down through the front straightaway. 6 drivers here in Heat number 3. And we got an SDK goop up right now. Coming here off the corner. Yeah, we got Dickinson out there in front. Terry Landis there second. Alex Salas third. Ted York there fourth. Patrick Spangler there fifth. Andy Patton sixth. That's how they run right now. They need a 161 there of Terry Landis on the bottom side underneath of Salas. Salas almost went and tried to do a repeat here a couple weeks ago. I didn't see them all head out here. Great job so far. Down there in the corner number 1. Salas back underneath of Landis. Taking that spot. Now he backs it up. Landis gets into the back. Ends up off the back of the track. Landis, big crash there coming off the back of the straightaway. 4 laps to go. I just seen them roll out in the corner number 1 and 2. Down through in the corner number 3 and 4. Sorry about the tower being gooped up. Hey, watch them come there out of the back stretch down there. You're looking at Salas. Dickinson out there in front. Andy Patton there third. Patrick Spangler there in fourth. Up there ripping that top side in fourth right now. As you see Dickinson out front. He's up there along the top as well. Hanging it out there. Coming there through turn 3 and 4. White flag back in the air there for 360s here at Lernerville. Dickinson now off turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. I think I'm down here in the corner number 1. Ty Dickinson getting the win. Isaac Salas there in second. Indy Patton in third. Patrick Spangler in fourth. All right, warm-ups taking place. We'll be back after these short messages.
These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. In the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
All right, we're back here at Lernerville. Warm-ups have ended. Getting set to rock and roll here with the feature. Hey, watch them come out there. Your starting grid. Why is this not showing up the way it needs to? There it goes. Starting grid. Come on. Starting grid does not want to come up at the moment. Come on, come up. There we go. Gavin Shaw, Joseph Canales, Todd Dickinson, Dean Reynolds, Clay Christopherson, Isaac Salas, they're 6th. Joseph Grandy, they're in 7th. Brandon Dittmer, they're 8th. Andy Patton, they're 9th. Jeff Barker, 10th. Steve Moore, they're in 11th. Patrick Spangler in 12th. In 13th tonight, rolling off, that'll be Stephen Mixler. Bob McGood, they're in 14th. Terry Landis, 15th. Scott Rione, they're 16th. Kel Bixler, 17th. Ted York, they're in 18th. Gary Taylor, they're in 19th. Ed Harris, they're in 20th. There they come, off of the corner, down there across the start-finish line. Everybody hangs it out here. Down in the corner, number 1. Salas up there to the high side, trying to get up there in the second now. Dean Reynolds leads the way. I want him come there out of turn, number 4. Salas there, then followed by Gavin Shaw. Ty Dickinson, now he's down there in 3rd place. He gets underneath the 710 of Gavin Shaw as they work down there. Grandy is out as they work down there off the corner. Terry Landis, he's back here in 14th. You got Patrick Spangler working up through the field. He's currently there in 5th as he's down there on the bottom side. Going underneath the 83 there right now. Getting underneath Dickinson. He's now up there in the 4th, now 3rd. There's Salas there in 2nd. Reynolds there in 1st. Spangler really trying to hang it out there on the bottom side as he fights there with Gavin Shaw. Down there on the bottom side, working off. He gets there in front. He's going to try to slide it down there. Now he's got Isaac Salas to his outside. Spangler really hanging that thing out there. Down through turn 1 and 2. Dean Reynolds up there. Spangler almost looked like he was almost going to go off there as he puts it right up on that outside edge. Down there off the start-finish line. Patrick Spangler now up there into 2nd. Now back to 3rd as Salas rolls that bottom side trying to get stay up there. Dittmer there in 4th. Gavin Shaw 5th. You got Jeff Barker back here. Dickinson, Bob the Good, Christopherson. Dean Reynolds, as we said, he's your leader. Head on out here. I got to fix this here. Is it right? First caution of the night. When you take a look at it here, Stephen Moore. Down there on the bottom here for the on the pole instant replay. There he is. He just ends up had it loose and then just gets help looping it around. Then he gets it back under control there on the backstretch. 50 laps of distance here for Lernerville tonight. I'm unsure what lap we're on at the moment. I'm trying to get that straightened out here. Looks like we're on lap 9. Spangler down there on the inside. Reynolds on the high side. Salas down there in 3rd behind Spangler. Now that first caution of the night. Up here, off turn number 4, green flag down there in the corner, number 1 to go. Dean Reynolds, your leader, but Spangler, he works down there on the bottom side. He tries to chase down Reynolds. We'll have caution number 2 here at lap number 10. Gary Taylor and a few others. I am down there on the bottom side at number 34 down here in the corner number 1. Tries to get it looped down there on the bottom. Then coming here through turn number 3 and 4. Ends up sideways and collects a couple drivers there. I'm trying to see who that might be. Scott Riome, Cale Bixler. We appreciate everybody here at Coast to Coast who's come out here tonight to run in this Bill Calder event here at Lernerville in the 360 wings. I thought they were going to be limited lates, but I apparently read the schedule wrong. Limited lates to come up here in a little bit, I assume, if I'm thinking correct. Dean Reynolds there out front. Patrick Spangler still on the inside. Gary Taylor coming out. One more time around. Down here off the corner, across the front straightaway. $11 to go, or 11 of 50. See if I can change that there to give us the proper. You see 38 laps to go here at Lernerville. They head out there on that back straightaway down there off the corner. We see Patrick Spangler down there on the inside. He got around Dean Reynolds. Isaac Salas back there third. Brandon Dittmer there fourth. Jeff Barger, he's back here in fifth. Ty Dickinson there in sixth. Spangler still tries to fight out there as he gets down there to the bottom side. Going to slide it up in front of Reynolds. Going to hold that lap. Reynolds has the speed coming down through the front stretch. Down there on the inside, once again, you see Salas down there battling it out as well as he's sitting there third. Brandon Dittmer, caution back out once again. This time, it's going to be on Scott Riome. You watch him come down there through turn 4. You got the 4 there of... the 4 is Scott Riome. Scoreboard marks him as 13. This is hosted tonight. So somebody out running a number 4 out there most likely. No, I'm not. Just be that he has his number set wrong in on his personal iRacing. Dean Reynolds as your second place driver. Spangler out there as your leader. Third caution. A few drivers labeled as out. That scoreboard's trying to get it all balanced out. Up there on the top side is Pat Spiner. And if you're watching over at FFTV, we do have a special night tonight. Tonight here running at Coast to Coast. We have the A&J Custom Creations Hometown Heroes. But this one's a hosted event tonight. We're running for Bill Calder. Really appreciate everything he's done getting this league running. And definitely everything he's done through the years. So definitely appreciate everything he's done for Coast to Coast. And hopefully will continue to do for Coast to Coast coming forward. And later tonight, we got our Dubai Cup race. For those that are involved with MMA, know exactly who that is. Ended up falling off a porch, from what I understood, and being paralyzed. So we got a appreciation race for him coming up there after all of Coast to Coast racing's done tonight. Looking there at 83, Brandon Dipper there in fourth, Jeff Barker here fifth. Tyler Dickinson back there in sixth. Spangler, he's hanging out there on top. You got Reynolds there in second. Isaac Salas, he's trying to get something to run there on the bottom side. I got Bob the Good in the pits. Down there off the corner. So it looks like only 20 drivers were able to make the feature here tonight. And roll down there off the back straightaway. In the corner, 3 and 4. There is Salas up there. You got the 83 and Dittmer there in the third now. That Salas loses a spot there, trying to get it back up there. Spangler, though, man, what a run he's had tonight, coming up 11 positions. After starting tonight, I believe it was 12th, if I remember correctly, in our standings. 28 laps to go still in the Bill Calder event with the Hometown Heroes tonight. Okay, bring it on out here through corner number 1 and 2. Down there off of the back stretch in the corner number 3 and 4. Dean Reynolds there second. Brandon Dittmer there third. Isaac Salas there fourth. Jeff Barker fifth. Ty Dickinson there in sixth. Clay Christopherson there in seventh. Joseph Canales there in eighth. Ted York there ninth. Bixler now down there on the inside. They work on off. Everybody heads on out there trying to keep a hold of everything. Aim head on out down there in the corner number 1 and 2. "20 laps to go for the Bill Calder event. Down there through off the corner. There, looking there, Cale Bixler, Spangler out there in front. Big gap between him and Reynolds. Reynolds trying to just hang on there for Full Throttle Motorsports. Spangler up there in front. Oh, he's coming up on the lap machine there. You got the 7. Bob the Good down there on the inside. Spangler up there on the top. The 50 there next in line, which I believe, or 51 rather, that is Christopherson. Spangler almost putting a lap on everybody here as he rolled down there through turn 3 and 4. Oh, had to really watch himself there as the 28 was sideways there in front of him. That was Ed Harris. You see Spangler working there off the corner. There's Reynolds there coming through 1 and 2. Somebody up off of the back stretch there. Try to see if we can figure out who that might be. Bixler towed it into the pits. Still have one running around out there on the back straightaway. Ted York. Down there off the back of the track. 5 drivers on the lead lap right now as Spangler works around off of turn number 4. Heading on to the front straightaway. Man, has he got that thing hooked up here tonight. Down there off the corner. Whoa, way up there, hanging that right rear off the track a little bit. As Patrick Spangler works his way down that back straightaway, Dean Reynolds out here. He's going to try to work himself through some lap traffic now. Yeah, they're working on out there. Reynolds got to fight through here, got to find that line. Isaac Salas, next one to try to find a line through the lap traffic. Doing so with 10 laps to go. Caution is out. Stephen Moore tangled up down there on the bottom. See if we can figure out exactly what might have went on. I see the 8 down here on the inside through 1 and 2. The 87 there, they hook and spin each other around down there on the bottom side. Kind of watched that happen as we were watching the leaders there of Isaac Salas and Dean Reynolds. Spangler all of a sudden back here. All right, it's getting all fixed. There we got 5 drivers on the lead lap. Patrick Spangler, your leader. Reynolds there in a second. Isaac Salas third. Barger fourth. Dickinson there in 5th. Now under our 4th caution of the night. All right, off turn number 4 down there, green flag back out. Spangler up there on the top side, Reynolds down there trying to hang on. He has to fall back in line behind Spangler. Spangler just way up there on that cushion. Work there off turn number 2 down that back straightaway. Spangler with the lead right now. Reynolds there second, Salas there third, Barker there fourth, Dickinson back here in the 5th. They rolling on out there, up there at the top side. Spangler getting that win so far. 7 laps to go. He's got 7 laps to hang on here. Bixler having issues once again, ends up back in the pits. Reynolds, then Salas. Barker back here fourth. Ty Dickinson back here 5th. Those are your 5 on the lead lap. Then you got Christopherson back here in 6th. Joseph Canales back here 7th. Terry Landis, caution back out once again as Terry Landis has issues. Hey, yoo-hoo! Number 161 down there on the bottom side. We see that 710 come down and just tangle him up down there on the bottom side. He gets it straightened back out. Thought I saw that he lost the wing, but don't see anything as a problem there. Hey, works down there. Nope. All right, so we're okay. Cherry Landis just getting a little bit of a hook there. Everything looked good. Dean Reynolds out there in second. Isaac Salas there third. Barker there fourth. Ty Dickinson there in fifth. Patrick Spangler winning your event so far here tonight. Now, if anybody knows who Patrick Spangler is, this is his home track, IRL. So he been here a few times IRL to watch the guys go around here. I don't know if how many laps he's taken himself around the real life racetrack, but definitely has done a great job here at iRacing on the simulator, taking that number 39 out to the front, up 11 spots from where he started, as he started back here in 12th. I believe where did he start 10th? He might have started 10th. Remember, Reynolds still trying to hang on there. Just not enough to really put that car up there. He's just got to get a little higher there in the corner. I mean, they're hanging these cars out on the edge around Lernerville, up there at the top side. Isaac Salas there in third. He's at the bumper now of Dean Reynolds. Down there in the corner number 3. He'll throw the slide, and he'll get up there in front of Dean Reynolds. Dean Reynolds now going to counteract that, coming down there in the corner number 1. Now Kel Bixler having issues. He's back here. Upside down goes Ed Harris. Or no, I'm sorry, that is Kel Bixler. Ed Harris most likely involved as well. Take a look at it here. They work off the corner. Hey, up there. He'll just get it up too high and take it off the top side. Oh, and the 28 there stands on it to get that car stopped so he doesn't hit. One mirror. Got just a few laps to go, but we got our 6th caution on the speedway. Salas got himself into second there, trying to get up there to battle Spangler. Up 4, green flag, single file restart here. 2 laps to go for Spangler as he's up there on the top. Dean Reynolds down there. We got Jeff Barger, Ty Dickinson back here trying to make something happen as he tries to battle there. And that number 67 getting around. That number 513 is Jeff Barger. Final lap here for the Bill Calder event here in the 360s at Lernerville this Wednesday evening. We got Patrick Spangler out there, up top, down there on the corner, in over the straightaway. Patrick Spangler here, 1 lap to go. Well, I'm sorry, no, that should be the checkered flag there. Unofficial results coming up. Here we see here coming up the unofficial results for your feature. It's going to be Patrick Spangler getting a win. Isaac Salas there in 2nd. Dean Reynolds 3rd. Ty Dickinson there in 4th. Jeff Barger there 5th. Clay Christopherson there 6th. Joseph Canales there in 7th. Andy Patton there 8th. Gavin Shaw in 9th. Stephen Moore there in 10th. Red Harris there in 11th. Kel Bixler there in 12th. Terry Landis there in 13th. Ted York there 14th. Stephen Bixler 15th. Brandon Dittmer there 16th. Scott Realm 17th. 18th tonight, that'll go to Bob the Good. Gary Taylor there 19th. Joseph Grandy, there in 20th. All right, here we go. Waiting for driver show up. We got Dean Reynolds here in 3rd. Your 3rd place driver, we'll get with him in just a quick moment. All right, here we go. Dean Reynolds, how's it going tonight?
What's going on, Adam? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing really well here tonight. Hopefully, everybody's liking the new overlays. I had the wrong profile started up whenever I first started here, but got it all situated. Great job out there getting that 79 up there towards the front, but just unfortunately, nothing for the native Patrick Spangler.
No, and I cooked my tires pretty good at the. I ran hard right from the start, but I kind of knew I was going to do that, and I wanted to see how much I can hang on. And then, we didn't have anything for Patrick. He was so far gone on that long green flag stint. But then when we had that first yellow, it was interesting to see if your tires sealed. And I think Patrick's did a little bit because he really didn't jump out that much, and then he almost went off the track. But then we had a couple yellows after that. My tires seemed like they sealed, and that second to last restart, I was so bad, and Isaac just blew by me, my doors off, and then I was just hanging on, and I saw Ty was right on my butt there at the last couple laps, so I just hung on, but it was what I did. I went hard right from the start to see if it would work, and got beat by 2 really good drivers.
Yeah, I mean, you gave it everything you could here tonight, and definitely you gave it your all. But tonight we're having a special event going on right now, and I know we talked about it last week a couple times here whenever we had you in the booth, Dean, but definitely want to give a shout-out to the whole event taking off this week.
Yeah, it's the Bill Calder Appreciation Week, and Bill, I hope you're watching. We're thinking of you, my friend, and Bill's in hospice care right now. We're doing this Appreciation Week for I believe it's called the Bob Kemp Hospice unit that he's in, and so far we raised over $850 in the U.S. money, which is over $1,000 in Canadian, and hopefully we can keep the donations going. I'd like to get over $1,000. I think that'd be really cool, and we've been running these extra distance races for Bob, and we've been welcoming old Coast to Coast members back, and also retread friends and friends of Bill, and sorry I said Bob, but friends of Bill. Can run. We've had good car counts all week. We had over 20 sprints here, and in Hometown Heroes we've been getting about 14, 15, so that's good to see. And some guys that normally don't run sprints, but we're glad they came on out for the cause.
Most definitely. It was wonderful to see a full field here tonight.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. The sprint cars, fixed set sprints. They're fun to drive. They're twitchy with a full load of fuel, which we had because we had to go 50 laps here, so that was something that people had to get used to. But all in all, I think we only had 5 or 6 yellows, so you really couldn't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, you only had 6, which isn't too bad here at Lernerville. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, 6 ain't bad when you got a bunch of guys that are not familiar with sprint cars. So that was a great effort and a great job by all. Well,
you got any sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for getting that 3rd place here tonight?
Oh, yeah, I got to always thank the guys from Full Throttle Motorsports. We had Clay and Scotty ran, which is cool. Clay, I think, got 6, so that was good. He got a good finish there, and I got to thank those guys. And Patrick Spangler, he mentored me when I first got going with sprint cars, and I'll never forget that. He always helped me out, especially the open setups, but he's still the master here. He can run the top like nobody can, and he had that right rear right on the fluff, and I tried to do it as consistent as he could, but I couldn't. But that's what makes Patrick good. And then Isaac, Isaac is Isaac. You put him in any car, and he's going to be fast. And so we're proud to finish behind those two. Adam, got to thank you for doing the broadcast tonight. It's going to be a little bit longer tonight, but you're going to have fun doing it. And we got to thank everybody for being part of the Bill Calder Appreciation Week, and got to thank Coast to Coast for doing another charity event. They've raised tens of thousands of dollars over the years, and it's good to see Coast to Coast support causes. And also got to say hi to my girlfriend Megan, who's actually literally sitting 3 feet to the right of me, and so she's watching. And then we're going to suit ourselves up in a limited late model, Adam, and see if we can talk to you again.
Alrighty, well, we'll see how it goes for you here, Dean. Good luck.
All right, brother. You take care.
All right, that was Dean Reynolds, our third place finisher. Now we'll give us Salas, our second place. Good evening there, Salas. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How you feel after that one for Renham Racing putting that 5 into second place tonight?
Yeah, man, I was super thrilled about it. We've all kind of started to know that I'm not much of a sprint car guy, and to run up there with the big dogs, I was pretty thrilled about that for sure. Dean and I were pretty evenly matched, but Pat was in a different zip code apparently.
Well, unfortunately, he might have a little bit more knowledge of this track than most.
Yeah, that's true, huh? I guess this is his home track, so I'll give the little bit of slack to it being that, but I mean, that was still pretty bad.
You did a great job yourself getting that number 5 up there to the second place. You got sponsor shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I mean, Venom Racing, like you said, Dean and Super Dirt Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, JRB Designs for that sweet scheme, RSM Trackside, Mission 22, Top Notch Trucking, Shaggy TV, Regency Home Inspections, Mom, Dad for watching, Gramps for watching, Miss Kelser for letting me do this like 4 nights in a row now, so one more to go after this. Say hi to Mr. Bill. Hope you're doing good, and thank you, sir, for broadcasting. But yeah, big congrats to Pat, and hope you have a good one.
Alrighty, well, congrats once again there on Isaac, and we'll see you in the limited lanes, correct?
We'll see.
We'll see. All right. Well, if we don't, you have yourself a great night.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Bye.
All right, that was our second place finisher. Now we'll get with Patrick Spangler. Good evening there, Patrick. How's it going?
How's it going?
Well, I noticed that your driver thing says Tip City, Ohio.
Yeah, so I was born moved around a lot because I was in the Air Force, but I lived in Freeport, in Starbucks where my parents live right now, but from probably my junior year of high school till a year or two after college, I lived in Starver for about 8 years.
Okay. You still located down towards Starver?
My parents are there, so I come home like over Thanksgiving and things to visit and to some Lernerville races, but I live over just like 30 minutes south of Eldora right now.
Okay. Yeah. So Eldora is your new home track.
Yeah, but Lernerville will still always be number one. Can't beat a track without a wall.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's just so different to run at Lernerville, and I don't know if you've ever have you taken laps at Lernerville IRL?
Yeah, I did 2 practice sessions this year, and then my first job was at Lernerville, picking up trash the next day, mowing grass, doing all sorts of different things. So a lot of connections to the track there, where I don't have any connections to really any other tracks.
Well, you did a great job there tonight getting that. I think you started in 12?
Something like that. I hit the wall in qualifying and then wrecked in the heat race, so I started pretty far back.
Well, you did a great job avoiding the other drivers and getting that thing up there in the first. And taking home the victory tonight in this Bill Calder event.
Yeah. Hopefully we can. I know we're almost at $1,000 for Bill. Hopefully we can get it well over that by the end of the week. And just as much as Bill's helped the league, this is just minuscule to what he's done and the relationships he's built for with everyone in the league, basically.
I definitely built a great league here with Coast to Coast, and glad to be a part of it once again. And you again there, Pat, for getting a great finish here tonight. You got sponsor shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, just you for the awesome broadcast and everything you do for the league with the graphics and everything else. Jack and Jeff for running the league, and then Bill for everything he's done for the past countless years. He was doing stuff for the league before I even joined. He was the first one I talked to. So everybody that's in the league has talked to Bill at some point. So that was a busy man, and I hope his health gets better, and just can't thank him enough.
All right, well, congrats again there, Pat. And we'll, are you coming out for any more races tonight, or are you one and done?
Probably one and done tonight. I had a pretty rough day today, so it's nice to get the win and then just relax the rest of the night.
All righty. Well, congrats again, getting that victory, and you have yourself a great, wonderful night here. And if you can't continue to watch the broadcast, I'm sure there's more exciting racing yet to come.
Thanks, will do.
All right, that was Pat Spangler there in getting a win here tonight in the 360 wing sprint cars for the A&J Custom Creations Hometown Heroes here tonight. But we'll be back here shortly. We'll head out for and get ready for the limited late models coming right up.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus. So let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
these dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and it got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
All right, we're back here from the Speedway. Looking there at Terry Landis. He finishes his practice. There's Bob the Good. Now it's at the rock and roll here. Practice should wrap up. Everything gets situated here. Qualifying commences. And get situated. You see the qualifying times come in. And your best times. Qualifying ends here. Looks like we might only have one heat. I don't know if it'll split it into two. Okay. Here we are, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Jeff Barker is your up there on the outside. The 513. I'm sorry, no, Jeff Barker in the 513 was your control car. You got Clay Christopherson up there on the high side, working down there in the corner, number 3 and 4. Down there on the inside, there you see Terry Landis at 161. He's trying to work his way up there. Magusa back there in the number 531. I guess it's car number 78. Back here at the back. Trying to work their way up there towards the front. Andy Patton back here in the number 87. So it did split it into 2. We got 6 in this race. We'll have 5 in the next one. And there watching there, Brian Niggins and Clay Christopherson out there in front. Barker back here in 3rd. Landis in 4th. I watch everybody working the corner number 3 and 4 down here across off of 4 down across the stripe. At Clay Christopherson, final lap here in heat number 1. Hey, there's Clay Christopherson pulling it off the speedway. Your grid. Stephen Bixler here in front. Dean Reynolds in 2nd. Kyle Moonen there in 3rd. Scott Rio in 4th. And Bobby Good in 5th. That is your drivers here tonight. Alright, then work here off the corner. Then heat number 2. And as always, heat number 2 will set the outside when there's only 2 heats like there is tonight. Down there off the corner in the corner number 1. Reynolds down there on the bottom side, takes it into the dirt, slides it up, and that's going to cause calamity back here. I'm sorry, no, that was Bixler. Reynolds stays up there on the high side, gets through it. Scott Riom as well. Kyle Moonen, he'll get there. He'll keep it running. Bob the Good, he'll try. Stephen Bixler, he's back here, clear back in 5th now. Now, he tried taking it down there and mowing the grass for turn number 1. That just isn't going to work here at Lernerville. Now, it does work at a track that some know as Lakeland, some of them know as USA. I don't know if that track exists anymore. It does here on iRacing. It's probably one of my favorite tracks. I'd say it's probably real close second to Lernerville. Lernerville and I don't always see eye to eye, but yeah. It's my home track. Down through the backstretch. Dean Reynolds there out front. Scott Riom there in 2nd. And they come down there out of turn number 4. Down into corner number 1. Kyle Moonen there in 3rd. Stephen Bixler back here in 4th. Bob the Good pulled it to the pits to get it fixed up for the feature. They got Dean Reynolds there off corner number 4. Getting that win. Here we go. Results to come in. For heat number 2. Heat number 2 for, oh, no, it's not the wingless wing sprints. What the? All right, limited late model. Here we go. Here is your results. For heat number 2, Dean Reynolds getting the win. Scott Reynolds in their second. Kyle Moonen their third. Steve Mixler their fourth. Bob DeGood in fifth. So you know, out here, really turn it up. Hey, Brian Dickens, Terry Landis is out there. Hazy the 4 of Scott Rio. He works off of turn number 2. Andy Patton there second. Or second fastest, I should say, in warm-ups. Hey, Wild Mare, Scott Rio with a black flag. Here's their best times in warm-ups. Hey, looking there at Andy Patton. And that number 87, currently in 5th. Kyle Moonen, second fastest now. He picked up some speed here in warm-ups. Terry Landis, he's sitting 4th right now. Brian Dickens up there at the top. Stephen Bickler trying to get a feel for that machine after going and having it go oh so wrong in the heat. And up there against the top side, act down across the front. I run that limited late model down here in the corner, number 3 and 4, up there against the top side is Stephen Mixer. Kyle Moonen there in front, Andy Patton there in 4th. And we still got a few moments here of warm-ups to go. Gary Landis there in 6th. Armando Magusa there in 7th. White flag or checker flag is out. There we go. Your grid coming up. Red. Clay Christopherson leading them off with Dean Reynolds there second. Brian Dickens there in... Give me a moment here. Brian Dickens there in 3rd. Scott Rio in there 4th. Jeff Barker 5th. Kyle Moonen there in 6th. Terry Landis there in 7th. Stephen Mixler in 8th. Armando Malgusa there in 9th. Bob DeGood there 10th. Andy Patton in 11th. That is your start grid here for your hometown heroes from A&J Custom Creations. Hey, let them all roll off turn number 4, getting them all onto the racetrack. One more time, 25 laps the distance. Here for your feature event. Off the corner they go, into corner number 1. Side by side, Dean Reynolds up there on the top side trying to get that pole away down there on the bottom. Clay Thompson up there at the top. Dean Reynolds there out front. Top Rion down there in second. Clay Thompson there third. Brian Dickens there in fourth. Kyle Moonen there in fifth. Jeff Barker there sixth. Terry Landis there in seventh. Stephen Bickerson there eighth. Bob the Good back here in ninth. Hey, there's Dean Reynolds right up there against Scott Rion. Whoa, at the end, and he's slide that thing in there hard. Down there underneath, Rion. Dickens there battling with Christopherson. And they're all over the place. You got the 24, Kyle Moonen, working his way up there through the field. Scott Rion, he's out there leading right now. 22 laps to go here at Lernerville for your limited late models as they work there off the corner. Kyle Moonen there in fourth. Brian Dickens fifth. Jeff Barker there sixth. Terry Landis seventh. Stephen Bixler there eighth. Bob the Good ninth. Andy Patton there 10th. Armando Malgusa there in 11th. Up the corner, Dean Reynolds, their second. Clay Christopherson, their third. Kyle Moonen, he's now up there in the third. He battles down there with Clay Christopherson working that bottom side. Can't quite get it to bite. Reynolds up there on the top side, trying to get that outside lane to work for him. And now he gets back down there. He's going to slide it up in front of Riom and almost up off a turn of 4. Now here comes Christopherson back down there to the inside. Christopherson now makes a run for the lead. Caution is out for Brian Dickens in that number 122. Yeah, 122 up there, and he will take it off the outside and put it up into the catch fence. Reynolds up here in second, Christopherson third. Reynolds out there in front. First caution. And about 8 laps in. Anybody get double foul here tonight? They had there in the corner number 1, double foul. Now we said they're 8 laps into the race right now. Probably around somewhere like 17 to go. Down there off the corner in the corner number 1. With Riom now out front. Christopherson there and saying, here comes Reynolds. He's going to get right up under there and they stack up down there on the backstretch. Here comes that 161 of Landis now down there on the inside. He's looking to see if he can get up there in the battle with these guys. Andy Moonen still trying to get up there as Landis as well. Reynolds up there running that high side. There you see Moonen up there on the top. There's Landis down there on the bottom. Moonen looks to see if he can strike. Bringing it on through the corner. Cannot get it brought up. Reynolds will bring it on by. Same with Christopherson. Got to watch to see, though. That might be a problem there as Landis might be able to get to the bottom side. And, oh, no! Mooner up off of turn number 4. Up there against that outside wall. That's going to drop him back to about 10th now. Yeah, he lost a lot of ground whenever he ended up over top of that bank and into that outside wall coming out of turn number 4. Reynolds there third, and you got Christopherson there. Up top, Moonen now having more issues. He's now back here in the pits. No caution flag goes. They work there off the corner. In the corner number 1. 12 laps to go here at Lernerville for the Pro Late models. And they bring it on out there in the corner number 3 and 4. Riom there out front leading the way. Christopherson there in second. Reynolds there in third. And they work it on out here still trying to hang it on to everything they can. Dean Reynolds, as I said, in third. Clay Christopherson second. Scott Riom out there in front. Terry Landis back here in fifth, or fourth rather. They work there off the corner. I'm unsure which team 161 is for. I do know, however, your top 3 are all on full throttle. I bring it on down through the backstretch here in the corner number 3 and 4. And bring it on through. You see Landis doing a pretty decent job here tonight. Then you got Riom out front. Christopherson there second. Reynolds there in third. As they work out there down in the corner number 3 and 4 now. And work there off. Everybody real tight. Single file, 7 laps to go here for the limited late models. In the corner number 3 and 4 they go. As you see them up there on the top side. Working down there in the corner number 1 and 2. Off in the corner number 2. Down there down the back straightaway. Riom out front leading the way. Now look out. Here comes Christopherson. He's going to look to make the move. He will do so. Reynolds still up there at the top. Riom's going to try to counter it. Now he gets back down there off turn number 2. He's going to slide it up there. Here comes Christopherson and Reynolds around him. As they work there in the corner number 3 and 4. Christopherson up there at the top. Riom down there on the inside now trying to work back underneath of Reynolds. Just because they're all from the same team don't mean they're not going to try to battle each other out and get that win here tonight. Now you act like Christopherson up there in front. Reynolds there second. Riom in third. Christopherson having a great run along with Reynolds. Riom back here in third. Now we're at 2 laps to go. On that back straightaway. Clay Christopherson, your leader right now. Dean Reynolds there in second. Scott Riom third. There you see, final time around here for Clay Christopherson. He works there through 1 and 2. Down that back straightaway. Into corner number 3 and 4. Onto that front stretch they come. Once again, Clay Christopherson. He will get your win here at Lernerville tonight in the limited late models. To get with your winners here just shortly. All right, congrats there to our winners. Scott Riom getting third here tonight. Waiting for them to kind of show up here. There's Scott Riom. Good evening here, Scott. How's it going?
Oh, it's going all right. Wish I hadn't lost all my momentum on that when I crossed Clay over and tried to slide him back in 1 and 2. And the thing just bogged down and wouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, we noticed that it really bogged down and just did not want to get you up there towards the front anymore, and that allowed Reynolds to get around you.
Yeah, I mean, once I lost that momentum, I knew I obviously wasn't going to try to get up there to block him. He had such a run, so I'll take the third and wish it was better. I mean, I had a really good car there. I think I had the car that could have won if I didn't run out of talent. So that is what it is.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it happens to me a lot. I don't mind losing to a teammate. You know, we all always try to race each other as clean as possible. We try to race everybody as clean as possible, but you know, we're extra careful around teammates. So.
Well, you did a great job tonight getting that number 4 up there in the 3rd place. You got any sponsors, shout out anybody you want to thank?
All the guys over at FTM, Dean at Super Dirt Car Series, Andy Patton, I think it was, on this league. I think it's Andy. So thanks. Shout out to him. Shout out to you for doing the broadcast. Shout out to Dean's girlfriend, Megan, that's over there right now entertaining Dean. So shout out to her. She's my #1 fan. But I think that's it.
Alrighty, well, congrats there. And are we going to see you in the midgets at all?
Oh, absolutely not.
All right. Well, you have yourself a great night there, Scott.
Yep, we'll see you.
All right, that's Scott Riom, our 3rd place finisher. Now we'll get with Dean once again. Good evening there, Dean. You're having a pretty good night here tonight.
Yeah, we gained 1 spot on the podium, so now I guess I got to do the midgets to see if I can win. Nah, who am I going to kid? No, it's been a good night. That was a lot of fun. It was, you know, it's funny. We're all in the same Discord, and we run that hard with each other. That we actually don't say anything to each other. A lot of people think we are, but we're not, because we want to win. So we don't say, hey, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna do that. And we just, it's amazing how quiet we get when we do race each other. So that was a lot of fun. But you know, congratulations to Clay and Scotty for a good race. You know, we had a couple moves there at the start. I knew what Clay was going to do. He wanted to get to the top, so I said, I'm going to try to do a diamond and cut under, and I got the lead there on the start. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then all of a sudden, here comes Scotty. And I'm like, where the heck he come from? So, you know, it was like, oh, I guess the middle's working. And then he got the lead, and then we were just hanging on. And, you know, Clay was just sizing him up, and that's what Clay does. He's so good. And then when he threw that slider in 1 and 2, Scotty lost a little bit of momentum, and then they tried to throw one back. And when Scotty lost some momentum off 2 there, Clay went underneath. I went on the outside, and I didn't know if I was going to drop off the backstretch or not, but I was going to give it a shot, and she still stuck, and we got in a second. So that was a fun race.
Well, you did a great job getting that number 79 up there in the second tonight, and it was definitely fun to watch the FTM guys battle it out. And you said there that you don't talk during your Discord. You don't talk over the radio per se, and you got to. I guess in some ways that's to keep some unpredictability going.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk, under yellow, and of course, we'll do countdowns if 2 of us are in a row or something like that. Of course you're going to do that. It'd be stupid not to. But we all want to win. I mean, it's just, we have bragging rights. We want to beat each other. So
well, you want the points.
Race here. Yeah. I mean, it's just so when we get in a race like this, I mean, that our goal is to beat our teammate. But we're going to do it clean. We're going to do it fair, and that's. And we pride ourselves. I mean, are we perfect? No, God, no, we're not. And we make mistakes, but but part of being on FTM is you got to be a clean driver. I mean, it's one of the the facets of running a team. And I'm not even the guy that runs the team. I'm just a teammate. And I had to prove myself. I had to go through a probation period to prove myself and race clean. And believe it or not, that's what we did. So, but if somebody throws us an elbow, we're going to throw one back. So we've done a few of those too, and that creates nice rivalries.
Well, you always want to race how race others the way you want to be raced, kind of a thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. So, and and especially this old guy myself, I have a good memory. So.
Well, congrats there, Dean. You got sponsor shots. Anybody you want to thank there in the limited late model getting second here tonight?
Yeah, no, just got to thank both Rada Motorsports, again, the guys, and A&J Customs Creations for Andy's sponsorship to bring you along, Adam, so you can do the telecast. Thank you again for coming along on Wednesday nights and doing Hometown Heroes, and then, and sponsoring the midgets so the midgets could get televised next. And just got to thank Coast to Coast. And Bill, if you're still watching, we're thinking of you. And got to say hi to Megan, too, because she's still sitting 3 feet away from me. And if I don't, she'll throw shit at me.
Well, that might be the least of your worries, but is getting stuff thrown at you.
So, no, we're all good, my friend. And congrats to Clay and Scott on a great race.
All right, well, are you coming out in the midgets just to have a little fun?
No, I'm going to be done. I'm going to run a big block race in another league later, so me and midgets don't agree.
All right. Well, you have yourself a great night, Dean.
Take care, man.
All right, that was Dean Reynolds, our second place winner here in, our second place finisher here in the limited late models. Good evening, Clay. How's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
It's going really, really well here. And notice you guys have really taken to the top side of Lernerville tonight.
Yeah, it was pretty dominant up there. It was kind of whoever was leading or whoever was running up there kind of could set pace. Everyone else kind of had to fall back. There was not much else to pass unless you really threw a slider in there and broke their momentum.
Well, and we've seen UFTM teammates definitely doing that there at the front.
Oh yeah, yeah. We don't really. We're not per se teammates on the track. We like to. Everyone wants to win, and we still like to get really competitive. And it's kind of bragging rights now. It's fun.
So you might belong to the same team, but you're nowhere near mates.
Oh no, we are. But when it comes to racing, we're also competitive. That we all want to win. So we'll throw sliders on each other. We'll do some moves, and it's kind of nice knowing, driving with them so much. You kind of know how they react to stuff and how they drive, so you can run very, very close side by side with them.
Well, you did a great job there tonight, and can't wait to see what we got going forward. You got sponsors, shout out to anybody you want to thank?
All you guys for putting this on, all the guys at FTM and Swan Speed Shop for 358 and big block sets.
All right. Congrats there, Clay, and then we're going to get on to the midgets. I don't know if you're racing in them or not, but if you're not, have yourself a great night.
Thank you, sir. You as well.
All right. That'll do it here from Lernerville. Now we'll go to a new track, so give us a few moments to get packed up and over there. We will be there shortly. Don't go anywhere. Continue watching here at Coast to Coast Racing Network.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus. So let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. In the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
All right, we're back here with our broadcast. This time we're here from Millbridge Speedway. It's a little track. We see Templeton down there working through turn 1 and 2. Almost resembles a little bit like a chili bowl size almost. It ought to be real fun here tonight for these real rap midgets. It's not quite as small as Chili Bowl, but definitely on the smaller side of the dirt tracks. Qualifying commences here. And we got about 8 drivers lined up here tonight for the midgets. And as you watch the time down there on the bottom of your screen, looking there at Brandon Templeton as it works out there. Waiting on the times to come in. He works it down there on the bottom side. Through the corners, just trying to keep that thing straight. Enough that it'll hook up like he needs it to. Joe Holler there in second. There's Terry Landis. Bob McGood, Steven Mixler, Jack Hitt. Oh, that's why I can't get time to come up. Now I got him. Jack Hitt there in. It's still going to qualify. He gets out there. He'll bring it on through. Hitt now handled 9.184. Man, these are going to be quick times tonight. We're under a 10-second lap time. Jack Hitt increases that to a 9.126. Templeton with your fastest lap with an 8.927. We got them coming out here for your heat race. Qualifying comes to an end. Yeah, everybody's qualified. There's your qualifying result there, as you see in your ticker. Brandon Templeton, and you got Landis, Halter, Templeton, Barger, Dittmer, DeGood, and Bixler. Now here's your grid. That's exactly how the grid looks. Now you got Jack Hitt out there in front. Terry Landis there in second. Joe Halder third. Brandon Templeton there fourth. Jeff Barger in fifth. Brandon Dittmer there sixth. Bobby Good in seventh. Stephen Mixler in eighth. Hey, watch them around here. Get ready for the heat race. 6 laps. So it'll be a very quick race here tonight. Under a minute long for these guys as they bring it on out here. Pace car pulls off. This is my first time experiencing Millbridge. Haven't raced here. Hey, watch him come down there in the corner number 1. Jack Hitt down there. Going to try to hang it out there. Brandon Templeton, he's got up there in the third, and now he's trying to battle it up there towards the front. They work down there. Oh, boy, we already got Templeton back there in the fourth. Terry Landis, he shot out there in the first, and now he'll get it buried on it there. Here comes Templeton down there to the inside of Joe Halder. 4 laps to go, and these laps are going to quick away quickly as they down here in the corner number 1. Once again here with 3 laps to go now. We're halfway through the race already. Down there in the corner number 3 and 4. As they work down there in the corner number 1 and 2. Landis as your leader. Joe Halder there second. Templeton there third. Jack Hitt there fourth. Brandon Dittmer, he's now there in fifth. With Jeff Barger there in sixth. In that 513, and then working on out there. Jeff Barger there sixth. As we said, Dittmer up there in the fifth. Down there on official results. And Landis, your winner here in the heat. Warm-ups taking place. We'll be back after a very short message from our sponsor.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
All right, back here live from the Speedway. Minute 20 left to go. And I'm finished in warm-ups. Hey, Templeton there. Still your fastest in warm-ups. Jack Hitt, second fastest. Terry Landis there, third fastest. Now Landis, he came out and won the heat. Very quickly here tonight. Getting around this speedway. Off the corner, checker flag waves here, warm-ups. Here is your starting grid for your feature. Terry Landis getting that lead out there on pole. Joe Halder's second, Brandon Devlin in their third. Jack Hitt rolls off there fourth. Brandon Dittmer in fifth. Jeff Barker there sixth. Steven Mixler in seventh. Bob DeGood in eighth. All right, here we go. There is your lineup. 25 laps the distance here tonight. Landis go out there in front. Off the corner, green flag, out there down the way. Landis getting a great jump up there, gets up there to the high side. He's down and away. Templeton there in second. Halter's up there on the top side. He's going to try to bring it up there forward. Templeton down there trying to bring it up. 24 laps to go as they work down here out of corner number 4, back across into corner number 1. And that's just how quick these laps are going to kick away here tonight. And they roll it on down into corner number 1 after coming out of corner number 4. And I wonder if we could almost run a Kokomo line here, as that's more of what I kind of think of right now is Kokomo. Just how quickly this thing switched, but it's not as wide as Kokomo. So it definitely is a tricky race to run. Jet Barger has crashed. That's going to put him back there in a 6th right now. Still running, but got some damage there on that machine. As you see, that rear axle pushed over there to the passenger side of the car, to the right of the car. Steven Mixler now, he's got it. He's crashed as well. He also has that wheel pushed over. That's going to hinder the handling on these cars. I don't know what exactly they've hit to do that. One of them there, 16 laps to go now. Down there off the corner of 4, back around here. Yellow is out. Brandon Dittmer. Scott. Let's see here what exactly happened. We got that gas bucket machine of Steven Mixler out there. Coming down there through the front stretch into corner number 1 and 2, up there against the outside wall. And, he just gets clipped and up onto the outside wall. Brings it down there and into the pit stall. Mixler out of the running here. That'll leave us 7 drivers. Pace car pulls in the infield. Green flag is out there, down and away. Templeton out there in front. Landis going to get the run on the outside. Templeton down there on the inside ends up picking up that front end. That might hurt him a little bit. There's Landis now gets out there. He's going to run that top side. He'll get the momentum there off of 2. Can he get the momentum here off of 4? Yes, he will. As Templeton now, Landis now gets the lead out there down the backstretch. Templeton with your fastest time with a 9.060 right now. Your gap, there you see it, working down there in the corner number 3. Landis up into the outside wall. That's going to allow that mistake to happen. Jack Hitt now gets up there in the 3rd, rolling down that back straightaway. Landis up there at the top. Templeton trying to hang on to it down there at the bottom. Around off the corner as we watch him down there down the backstretch. 10 laps to go here at Millbridge. Templeton now back out there to the lead. Caution is out as Terry Landis and Jack Hitt get involved. So Landis up there on the outside, and then Jack Hitt gets involved, and they both go for a roll through turn 1 and 2. Alright, Templeton out there as your race leader now. Beck Barker there in second, Dittmer there third. Second caution here in the midgets. Sponsored by Regal Wraps and Design. The whole night here sponsored by A&J Custom Creations. They work down there off into corner number 4. Whoa, hang on to it. Joe Halter almost getting up there into Brandon Dittmer. They work there off. Templeton out front. Terry Landis, he's back here trying to fight his way back into the race. He's in 7th right now. Jack Hitt here in 5th. Joe Halter 4th. Brandon Dittmer there 3rd with Jeff Barker in 2nd. Four laps to go here in the midgets. Working down through that front straightaway here off onto the backstretch. And now onto the front. In the corner number 1. We're on Templeton out there in front. Barker there in 2nd. Dittmer there 3rd. Joe Halter there 4th. White flag in the air. Down there off in the corner number 3 and 4. Templeton up there in front. Barker there 2nd. Dittmer there 3rd. As your race results come in. Results for tonight's race are going to be I'll play it right there. Here we go. Brandon Templeton getting the win. Jeff Barker there in 2nd. And Brandon Dittmer there in 3rd. Joe Halter there 4th. Jack Hitt there 5th. Terry Landis 6th. Bobby Good 7th. Stephen Mixler there in 8th. All right. Great job here by these drivers that work off here. Brandon Templeton out there and getting the win. All right, we'll get with Dittmer here. Good evening here, Dittmer. How's it going?
Oh, interesting night. How about you?
I'm doing fairly well. I mean, I've never raced here. I didn't realize how small this track was.
Yeah, this is a small little bull ring. I absolutely love this track for whatever reason. I always try to race here whenever any really midgets or micros go here. It's a hell of a lot of fun.
It definitely looks like it's a lot of fun in these smaller cars. I mean, that's kind of like me. I really enjoy Kokomo with the midgets as well.
I'm not a big fan of Kokomo, honestly.
I love it in the midgets. Anything else, forget it.
Fair enough.
I mean, I do. I really enjoy running the micros and the midgets at Kokomo. It almost seems very similar to the way Millbridge was running here, the way you guys are running it. But great job there. Getting 3rd place. You got any sponsor shout-outs? Anybody you want to thank for getting 3rd here tonight?
Thank you for the broadcast, everybody behind the scenes for Coast to Coast, all the sponsors. Venom Racing for their support and everything. They've been a great team to work with over the last couple weeks. And everybody around for the great racing, it was a lot of fun racing with these guys.
Alrighty, well, you did a great job getting there in third place tonight. Hopefully that'll continue there into next week. We'll see how it goes for you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Alrighty, have yourself a great night there, Brandon.
You as well.
Alright, that was Dittmer, our third place finisher. Now we'll get with Jeff Barker. Good evening there, Jeff. How's it going?
Good. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I am great.
Well, you did a great job. You pulled off a second place here in the midgets at Millbridge. I mean, what was your thoughts on this little bull ring?
I kind of like it. I used to run a couple tracks at tour race. I'd like once or twice a year we'd run these 2 tracks at PA that were about this big, and I had a great time there, and I did well, and kind of liked it here too.
Well, great job getting second here. You had sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank here tonight?
I got to thank Bill Calder, C2C for putting this on. Bill Calder for making sure we got some watching. Hope he's feeling as good as possible. Shout out to my buddy Don's family. He passed away last night, one of my race partners in real life. Shout out to them. Hopefully they're doing good. Prayers to them. No car sponsors or anything, so just running solo. But thank you. Thanks, Adam, for sponsoring.
All right, well, they're always fun to watch. I know that much.
Oh, they're fun to drive.
That too. Well, you have yourself a great night there, Jeff. You take care. Enjoy what you can of your night.
All right, thanks. You too, buddy.
All right, that was Jeff Barker, our second place finisher. Now we'll get Brandon Templeton. Good evening there, Brandon. How's it going?
Pretty good now. How about you?
Yeah, it's going well, man. You had that thing hooked to the bottom there tonight.
Yeah, just, really tough, tight little track. I just thought, with my tendencies to try to go faster and faster each lap, I was going to get into the outside wall and probably go out of the fence if I went out there and tried to rip it. So I had stuck to the bottom and started getting really good runs off a few times, but it was really hard to hit it just right. And then at the end, it was really fading. I was starting to get up into the slick in the middle a little more, making it tough to stay down there. But overall, real fun race.
Well, I mean, how much did you really have your car straight tonight?
Off the corner, when I hit it just right, I was completely straight, full throttle, but that was only for a little while.
Because, see, I remember whenever I run Kokomo, I get that thing almost into like a circle going around Kokomo.
Yeah, if you can start getting that, then you're never losing momentum, and that works out pretty well. It's pretty tough here, but running that bottom line, you can kind of do that a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do at Kokomo, is I run it tight on the corners and then kind of edge out there, out on the straightaway and backstretch. But I almost feel like I'm never fully straight.
Yeah, that's kind of true. You're never really getting straightened because you're always turning, but that's fun. These little tracks, sometimes you got to have a bull ring to change it up, and that was fun for change. I had never even ran a real race there, so just hot lapped a few times. That was fun.
Oh, well, you did a great job getting that thing hooked up and out there running and getting a victory here tonight. You got sponsor shout-outs? Anybody you want to thank for getting that victory?
Yeah, thank Jay with Dirt Track Bank and Melbourne Bank. They're a huge supporter of ours, and they help out with Got Your Six Racing Network a lot too. So thanks to them. Thanks to Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, Hammer Down Racing, Joe, Kurt, Brian, Mike. We chat all the time and help each other out a lot throughout the week, even when we're not racing. It's kind of fun to chat, so stay connected. Thanks to you for putting on an awesome stream. Fleeger Farms and the Regal Wraps.
All right, well, we definitely appreciate the shout-outs and can't wait to see how well next week goes for you.
Yeah, we'll try to be here and give it a shot.
All righty, well, congrats. Have a great night there, Brandon. That'll do it here from Millbridge Speedway. Thank you all for watching here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. That'll wrap it up here tonight with your Wednesday night hometown heroes from A&J Custom Creations. Thank you all for watching.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. and perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.